Hello, hi, and welcome back. In my last video, I talked about just the things happening. So, I want to ask you a question. Do you have an emergency fund? What happens if there's a job loss, an emergency, a car breaks down, or you need repairs in your home, or you have a medical emergency? Literally, all those have happened to people I know this week. So, let's talk about it. Somebody asked me, where do you begin? How much do I have to have? So to begin, for beginners, try and save $1,000. For many people, $1,000 may not, may be easy to just save that, but for a lot of people, it may not be. So it all begins with your budget. What are you spending money on that you can cut immediately? That's not a need. And that's what you have to think about. It's not a need. Think about it. Let's say you have, I don't know, something you pay maybe $100 a month. Maybe not 100, but maybe several subscriptions or something that comes up to 100. Think about deferring those things for like 6 months. That's $600 there. But you want to save as $1,000 as fast as you can, because the thing is, if an emergency arises tomorrow and you don't have anything saved, let's say you need one tire, for example, and it's like $200, $150, $200 to buy a tire. You don't have anything saved. What happens is, option, either you borrow it from someone or you put it on your credit card, which has a high interest rate. And that's what you don't want to do. Having to put stuff on credit card, you just continue carrying debt, interest adds on, and the debt keeps going up. So an emergency fund will help you from going into debt. So once you use that money, let's say you have an emergency and you have $1,000, for example, you take that $1,000 and spend it, build back up. Even if you come to the point where you have like 10,000, you take $50, $100, build it back up, put it back in, keep building until you have 3 to 6 months. So the first place you have to go to is your budget, like we talked about. If you are spending, let's say, $1,000 on food, I'm just using as an example, one person, for example, you're spending, let's say, I don't know, $1,000 on food, including eating out. Let's say you spend like $600 going to the grocery, $400 eating out. That's like, to me, it's like, wow, that's an exorbitant amount of money to just spend a month eating out. Sort of like, cut down. Like for me, I do not like eating out because I prefer to cook my food because I can control the salt, the whatever goes into what I'm eating. So that's me. And I'm sure on the other hand, there are people that can look at me and say, how come she doesn't eat out? So, to each his own. We all have different vices. But the key is to kind of tame and control your vice so that it's not, your vices are not putting you into debt. So start out by looking at your budget, looking at your expenses, because we can all afford to cut. You're trying to save $1,000 in as short a period as possible. So cut out what you need to cut out so you can get there as fast as you can, so that if an emergency arises, you don't defer to your credit card. So number 2, you have to remember your emergency fund needs to be liquid. So your 401A is not an emergency fund, neither is your retirement account your emergency fund. Those are for when you retire. And you want as much as possible not to take money from those accounts. Just let those accounts do what they do. So open a savings account in a separate bank if you choose to do that, where you can transfer money to that bank, or open a high yield savings account. Why not earn interest while you're at it, I have heard people say this, that credit cards are for emergencies. I don't subscribe to that school. It's better to have your cash than to put it on your credit card and then you have interest to pay. I have mine in a high yield savings account right now. The interest rate, I just got a email yesterday that the interest rate has gone down again. So it's now 3.70. So it's good to put it in a high yield savings account. At least while you're saving and while you're at it, you might as well earn, some interest on it. So that's one, make it liquid. And number three, I would say for me would be to consider earning more. Finding ways you can earn more, being on your job, your business, just to bring in more income. Yeah, because there's some sort of peace of mind earning more provides, and plus you can save more. So that would be a third option, earning more money. But again, going back to begin with your emergency fund, start with just saving $1,000 in your emergency fund. Don't stop there, but continue saving until you're able to save up 3 to 6 months. And that's not something, for some people, they may be able to save up 3 to 6 months, like within 1 year or within a few months. I know for others, it will take some time before they can save that up, because things are always coming up. There are always expenses coming up, so give yourself that goal, set a goal, and save $1,000 as soon as you can. You'll be so proud of yourself and so happy you did. So, and open up, if you don't already have a high yield savings account, open up one. Here is a video. Go watch this video about the different high yield savings account. Remember, the rates change at different times. Like I just told you, my rate has gone down. It's now 3.70%. So you can look around and see what rates are out there that you can get that may be higher than that. All right, I'll see you in my next video. If you like what you've heard, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.